Hey guys, Aaron Azai here, and today I want to bring to you a deck profile for a deck that I've been playing around with at my locals, and it's been a ton of fun, and I've been doing pretty well with it. I've been doing taking home first and second at a lot of the smaller tournaments, and then at least making top 8 and making it to top 8 for all the other ones. I realized that the one tournament that I did, and I got to top 8 with it. The guy who beat me, he actually made an illegal move, and that always stinks later on, but it's whatever. So without further ado, we're gonna do this is gonna be a Tenyi Swordsoul Synchro build. Now we're gonna have some fun with it. I play a couple things that are just I make like very few adjustments to the current like standard competitive build, which plays the Rose Dragon package. The only reason why I don't play the Rose Dragon package is because I don't have it. So I actually just got it in recently, but I wanted to show you guys the one that I've been playing around with just for fun. And if you want to play something a little bit different, just a little, I don't know if you want to call it spice, I've been seeing a lot of good results with it and a lot of fun with it. So without further ado, we'll jump right in. First off, I'm just going to start off with the hand traps, because this is the staler part of the deck profiles, right? Pretty standard. For this, I'm maximizing on my, or not maximizing, but almost maximizing on effect negation. So some people don't want to play the Veiler, some people do. For this, I'm going to tell you why in a little bit, why we're maximizing the monster negation and having it there, having that always be live. But this is just pretty standard for the format. You got to run the triple Ash, got to run the triple Ghost Ogre for the Adventure Token package. And then, you know, God, I love Imperm. And Veiler is also great. So this is just what we got going on for the hand traps. Next, we got our Sword Soul stuff. And that is, we got triple Long Yun, a double Mo Yi, double Taya, triple Sword Soul Emergence, and the one Blackout. I might be going, why in the world are you playing 2 Mo Yi, right? And that is because we do run the Adventure Token package. And so I want to maximize on the special summon and minimize on the normal summon while still having the plays. The second Mo Yi, some people are like, well, why wouldn't you just play one? The second Taya and the second Mo Yi do come up. They come up often. And they have saved me in the grind game more times than I care to admit. So that's why I play them. And you can agree or disagree on that, but it has saved me games. Obviously, the Rhoda is you know, obvious, and the one Blackout, you know, you could play 2 if you wanted to. That might be some spice, but I think the one is probably just fine. Then we got our Tenyi stuff. We got triple Vishuddha, triple Ashina, triple Adhara, one Shithana. This is one of the tech choices I've got here, and man, waiting on those 2 super rare vessel. But we got the triple vessel here. So pretty standard stuff, except for the Shithana. The Shithana is really neat. It just gives you an extra pop, and it's an easy side out card. So I like it when if somebody does try to pop the monk. It did come up once in one game. It did come up, and people just don't read cards. So there was free pop and free monk back on the board. And I might have even swung in for extra damage or something. It was pretty cool. So that's just the Tenyi stuff here. And then for some of the extra stuff, obviously we play the triple Ecclesia, maximizing those special summons. This is really how we go into Mo Yi and Taya, you know, more often than not. So you know, what I like, if I open up in a Mo Yi or Taya, if I don't have enough stuff to combo into my special summons, or if I don't open my Adventure Token package, then I can use the normal summons. But if I have the Adventure Token package, or if I have all these special summons, and I can try to dig for that Adventure Token package, this is how you're going to use this is what you're going to use to get into your Mo Yi and get into your Taya, which then count as a special summon monster, so you can activate their effects. And on top of that, will usually use the Mo Yi or Taya in hand to discard for Long Yun, and then we can special summon it off the Baxia, so they can also use their effects as well. So that's how we kind of play around with the Adventure Token package, and only running 2 Taya and 2 Mo Yi. So really comes in handy. And then the other one, this is the real spice, and why we're maximizing the monster negation, is the Iris Sword Soul. Some people in my locals were talking smack about it, but my God, does this put in the work? I did summon this often, and it just shut my opponent down. the advantage it gets with the draws, popping an extra a monster out of the special summon out of the extra deck. It's like they have to answer this. And it's so free in this deck, because when is a monster negate really not useful? You know, rarely ever. Xiqiao is a constant monster negate you're going to be summoning regularly, so this is also free. And it's never a dead card because it does count as a Sword Soul card. So not only can you discard it with Long Yun or banish it with off the effect of Shang Ying, etc., but it's also searchable with the Emergence. So, and the Xiqiao. So it puts in a lot more work than people think. And again, this is, you know, maybe you consider it the less competitive build, but it's a lot more fun. And this card does put in the work, you know, if you go to play for it. What's up? What's up, buddy? Yeah, we're doing Yu-Gi-Ohs. How's it going? All right, to continue on, we're gonna go. We got the triple emergency teleport. Obviously, you need it for the ghost ogre, and then it also spits out that Baron really quick for you. Then we got some of our other engines. Got to play the DPE package. It's 2022, baby, early 2022 era. We got the double Fusion Destiny, Celestia, and Dasher. A must-have in most decks these days, you know, if you want to play. And then we got the Adventure Token package. I'm playing triple Water Enchantress, only double Rite of Aramesir. And then one Fateful Adventure, one Wandering Griffin Rider, one Dracoback. So, why am I only playing 3 Water Enchantress and only 2 Rite? It's an easy side out, I think. For some matchups, I'll side out the 1 Water Enchantress. You really only need the 2, in my opinion. In this build, but you know, and prepping for that semi-limit if it does get semi-limited. Honestly, it's nice. You know, if you do get the extra one, it can be an extra body for your Hulk plays, Anaconda plays, things like that, and then set up engrave effects for the following turn. I don't know. I just think that you don't need to run triple Rite, in my opinion, because it does lock you out of your normal summon. So the times you need to do that normal summon, I feel like this is just super balanced. And the times that they've really conflicted, God, they'd never come up. So I think the ratios I've got going right now are, you know, spot on, at least for what I've seen. Then we got the one-ofs. We got the 1 Despot, obviously, for Auroradon, Hulk shenanigans. We got the 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Crackdown. You know, these 3 are pretty standard. I was running the Summit, I think it is called. Yeah, the Summit. But why not just run Monster Reborn? You know, they use DPE. You just take it. Just take the DPE, you know, or take something else. Take something else that's huge. Take a Baron. If they got a Baron, you're you know, you're playing against either the Mirror Match or another deck that uses Baroness. Take something away from them, you know, or get your Baron back out, right? You know, I don't know why people would play Summit when Monster Reborn is just the better version. And then Crackdown is just fun and funny. And again, I was looking for spots to fill. This is usually a going first deck, so Crackdown does put in work. There are very few times where I've used this and it didn't do something for me. So it really is a good card. I really enjoyed it. It's also fun to, you know, when they're chaining things, you know, they're activating DPE, just crack down the DPE. It's like, okay, yeah, well. So it's, yeah, these, they do their thing. All right, into the extra deck. Into the extra deck we go. Pretty standard stuff in here, nothing too crazy. We got 2 Monk, 1 Anaconda, 1 Hulk, 1 Auroradon for our links. Pretty standard stuff here. Again, Monk is for all the Tenyi plays, Anaconda's to help get the DPE out. The Hulk, Auroradon, you make your Yazi, you're going to your Moe, Taya, and you combo off while being able to run the adventure package. It's just so sick. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that how many times I'll get away with the Hulk play. People will not negate this. They just don't have it, or I've been very, very lucky, but they will not ash or negate this. And so usually when somebody hits that, you're going to get another body on the board and try to go for Anaconda. That's usually the go-to play. Never came up for me. I got Hulk off literally, I think, every single time I got him on the board. which is crazy. That to me is absolutely insane. All right, for the Syncrose, we will go with the standard stuff here. We got 1 Yazi, 2 Baxia, 2 Chichao. I do play one of the new level 10, Kaijing Long Yun, I think that's what we're going to call him. The Cheng Ying. Cheng Ying is a god card. Jesus, this card is insane. And then for the extra stuff, I've got 1 Herald of Arclight. Does come up occasionally. The 1 Baron, you got to run it. This is, another god card. And then the DBE. So this is our extra deck for this run. Been having a ton of fun with it. Double Shishao does come up. It totally comes up. Double Baxia rarely ever comes up, but it's nice to have. The spin is so good. But I have noticed there's a lot of cards. I almost use it more for the popping the extra Auroradon token that I have left after the Yazi play. I almost use it more for that. And if I already got Chichao or have used Chichao that turn, I almost use it more for popping that and going into another play than using it for the targeted spin. I've noticed a lot of people playing, I guess the opponents that I've had a lot of protection against targeting. So super, super weird thing to be dealing with, but it's what I've been dealing with. Now into the side deck. Now, there's one thing on here that I did change that I was not playing in person. And I'll kind of talk about, I did play different things in the side for different tournaments. But some of these things are pretty standard. The Nibiru is one of them. Nibiru is one that I've been running in the side deck for everything, obviously, for obvious reasons. Goes great against combo decks. The triple Lancia, thought about maining this at times, but I do play the Iris Swordsoul, so I'm trying to maximize on the monster effect negation. It just put in so much work. And then this has really came up in the matchups against Floowandereeze. I love it. Just love it. It's a great card. And then playing 60 cards, you got to run 3 ofs for all your stuff in the side deck, in my opinion, and I think it's just the best call to make. We are playing triple Dark Ruler No More for going second, right? So, you go first, fucking wreck them. You just wreck them. They want to go first, they want to play, so then we start playing all of our going second cards. And then another one, this is one I did play often, Dimension Barrier. Never really came up. When I sided it in, never came up. But just a great card against Prankids. The mirror match, anything, just lock them out of something that they're if you know what they're playing, lock them out of whatever they're playing. It's beautiful. And then for this last one, I have been playing. There was a time I was playing. I have sided in Droll and Lock. I have sided Twin Twister and a Harpy's Feather Duster. I have tried playing triple Regeki. The Regeki is probably the most useful one. But just doing some theory crafting and looking at the opponents that I was having a hard time against. This deck has a tough time with recursion, right? Like, once you out my resources, it is a little bit slow on the recovery. And the DPE Celestia, if they have a way to get rid of that, follow up in the Pot of Greed, you are kind of out of stuff. So, the one thing that I thought is just the best way to deal with people's boards when they're super established and you're having a rough time dealing with them with Swordsoul Tenyi, I think is the Evenly Matched. I think the Evenly Matched is probably the best thing because you can activate it from hand on turn 1. So if you're going second, and obviously you can activate it going first. So with it having it set. So, man, I think this is going to be the best, one of the best cards that you can have. Obviously, if you're going for a more budget option, Regeki is probably your best friend, and then the Harpy's Feather Duster with the Twin Twisters. So, but this is the card I think I'm going to be running. This is the side deck I'm going to be running with this deck in particular. And as far as things that I would change out, the Iris Swordsoul play is a lot of fun. The Iris, I didn't see Iris against Prankids, unfortunately. But part of the reason why I want to play around with this is because I do feel like an established Iris on the board does put in a lot of work against Prankids. Being able to pop either probably the Doodle-Doo or the Meow Meow, and keep them from going into more stuff. It really can shut them down. So I think I'm going to experiment a little bit more with the side deck. and even the main deck against Prank Kids in particular, just because I think that's the gorilla in the room. But we'll see going in against Despia how much my strategy will change, and maybe things will change, you know, in these matchups. Maybe Despia will be more of an issue, and I'll have to answer to that as well. So I think the cards like Lancia and Nib, again, all these different cards, Dark Ruler No More, Dimension Barrier, they all kind of answer the Despia threat anyways, even the evenly matched. So in my opinion, you know, I think we handled Despia pretty well with the side as it is. But the one thing with the side I've noticed is just having an answer to Prank Kids is difficult almost for any deck that isn't Prank Kids right now. So that's something I'm going to play around with. Maybe things like Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Another thing I should mention is one Friday I did go in and I did run a Dragoons package in the side, just because I know there are a lot of, you know, even rogue decks that, you know, they might be a good matchup against this deck. But you know, if you can spit out Dragoons, you know, they have no answer to it. So another fun thing to do would be to run triple Waking the Dragon and a Dragoons in your side. That might also be very interesting to see if they will, you know, if they know it's a heavy pop deck, right? You know, so if they're popping your stuff or whatever, getting that Dragoons, again, a lot of decks can't answer to it. So hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Yeah, if you guys want more content like this, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more deck profiles soon. So, and I'll, you know, I like going over the competitive stuff a bit right now, but I got a lot of fun deck profiles and stuff for you guys that are just, you know, fun shenanigan, more casual stuff with all different kinds of archetypes and everything. So, hope you guys enjoy, and hope you guys have a great day. Peace.